How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's Poppin' Addy here on the Poppin' Addy YouTube channel. And today we have another World of Warcraft video. Because the last one was so well received. But my brother yesterday was telling me about this add-on where you click one button and it does your entire rotation for you. Then you have to click your button multiple times or hold it down, but it has a priority helper. It knows what abilities need to go first, and it knows if it's AoE, it knows if it's single target. And I thought this can't be possible. And if it does exist, it has to be against Blizzard's TOS, right? This has to be cheating of some sort. Turns out it is not against Blizzard's TOS. And so I went in, I downloaded the add-on, I tested it on a couple different characters to compare the DPS numbers, and we're gonna dive in and see not only how it works, but how effective it is. So let's dive right in. So we're here on World of Warcraft, and this add-on is called GSE. So after you download it, just go /GSE, open it up, and the way it works is you have these sequences. So it'll take this sequence of macros, it knows the priority list, it knows your talents that all comes with it, and you'll download these. And it's they're really easy to get. I actually have it here. So all you gotta do is go to this, it's called wowlazymacros.com. Pretty straightforward. They have all the different specs, they have all different classes. You just choose your class and your spec. So I'm doing Frost DK. Honestly, I just sorted it by views, and I picked .09, which is what I'm using right now to test all this stuff out, because this is what I found to be the most popular of all of them. And it's got two-hand versus dual wield. It's got all the different builds. It's actually super impressive that someone spent so much time putting these together. So then all you got to do is you import the sequence, go to key bindings, and then you'll just go to one of this. I think you'll click new keybind actually. Do whatever you want to do for your keybind. I just bound it to my mouse side button right here, so I could just do one hand the entire time. And then I have, for the single target, I have the shift addition. So shift plus that button. I'm gonna hold my mouse up here, other hand off, just spam middle button, spam mouse button. That's straightforward. See that? Super easy. So now the real question is, why would someone use this, and does it actually work? Like, what is the actual damage statistics versus if you were to be able to choose your own abilities, right? Now, cut me some slack. This is a pretty basic Excel analysis. I spent about 3+ hours doing these tests. Turns out doing constant dungeon runs and delve runs are more time consuming than I was expecting, and I have some things going on, but here's what we came up with. So for my Frost Death Knight, I did a dungeon run and then 2 delves for both of these classes. The first dungeon run on my one button got me about 159k DPS, versus my normal run without the one button was sitting at a 225,000 DPS. And now this is a difference of about 66,000. Now, on the first delve, the one button actually outperformed my normal, which I'm guessing is a bit of an outlier based on the rest of this data, right? But it was actually did 5,000 more DPS than my normal way of playing. But on Delve 2, we see the difference back up, 315,000 DPS on my normal run versus the 291k on the one button. So the average between these two is 248k for the one button, and then 277k for the normal, which is a difference of about 28,000 DPS. So yes, slightly less DPS for the one button, but realistically, especially if you're the person doing this as like just to level and grind, totally negligible, right? Now, if you're doing anything competitive or going into raids or anything mythic level, maybe we stick to doing it normal, right? But for the rogue, I'm gonna fly through this, but for the dungeon, you see the difference is about 7,000 higher for the normal. Similarly, 12,000 difference on Delve 1, and then about 6,000 difference in Delve 2, making an average difference of about 8,333. So would I recommend you using this add-on? And I think it depends, right? If you have a need for this add-on, like as in some sort of disadvantage or disability that you might have, then yes, 100% go for this. This is game-changing. As I've read through these comments, many players use this for good reason, right? And it helps them and it allows them to have the same experience that I get to have, right? Now, if you don't need this and you're interested in learning your character, learning your build, learning how a certain specialization works, I would not use this, right? Because you don't even know what you're using. You're just spamming a button and seeing the numbers go up and seeing abilities fly out, right? So you're not actually learning anything. You're not actually getting better. There's so many more situational things that you probably need more autonomy for, or I know you need more autonomy for, that you don't have with this add-on. But if you want to just turn your brain off in power level a character, this is perfect, right? And as we looked at, the difference in damage is, yes, substantial on a competitive scale, but if you're just leveling heroic or normal dungeons, it is not an issue. It is a negligible amount of difference in DPS, right? So the add-on, I think, is a cool concept. I think the community around it seems to be pretty well built and competent and passionate about this sort of thing. So I would recommend giving it a try if you're interested. But again, if you want to really learn the game, this is not the way to go. So that's my thoughts on the GSC add-on. If you liked this kind of content, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. If you didn't like it, tell me why in the comments. I go through and I read all of them and I respond to the majority of them. Other than that, have a great rest of your day.